So what part of Donald Trump do you like the most?
You know what I like about him is that
I'm not sure if you hear this a lot, but I think you're one of the best
Oh, thank you.
among all the female comics. I'm not sure if that's misogynistic.
Yeah. Out of the 3 women, you're top 2.
What do you think makes you better than all the other female comics?
Yeah, probably just, how cool I am. Just I'm so chill, not like these other girls now.
Wow.
No, I think there's a lot of great women into just sadder novels as an adult, or just like Jodi Picoult. I got a big kick about that in high school.
Oh, you are a big reader.
Yeah, I really like to read. But I don't read as much as I used to. But yeah, I was definitely not good at sports, so I had to do something.
Were you popular as a kid?
I think I got along with everyone. I never felt like an outcast or anything, especially for being so shy and quiet. I never felt like I didn't have friends or anything. So that was also part of a really small town where you knew everybody.
Oh, yeah. Somewhere in Florida.
Yes, Central
Where?
Florida.
Central?
Yeah, near like an hour north of Orlando.
Oh, really?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. I do have some questions about Florida because you told me once that you're from Florida.
Yeah.
So what part of Donald Trump do you like the most?
You know what I like about him is that
It's fine. My parents are voting for him.
Oh, are they? Yeah, I'm sure my parents are too.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. I'm not going to, but he's one of those that if he were in charge anywhere else, I know I would see videos of him like this guy's hilarious.
That's true.
And I would be like, oh, I wish I saw more of him, but because he's here and he's in charge of things that matter to me, I'm like, I hate this guy. I think from afar he's funny. If I lived in Canada, I'm sure I'd love him.
There's endless stand-up material that can come from Donald Trump.
Yeah, but what's hard with him is that he's so ridiculous that it almost takes away from it. That you're like, it's almost like like the reality is funnier than anything you could write sometimes.
That's true.
Like the whole, I still think like the Four Seasons meeting they had at the Four Seasons landscaping. There's like a press conference that Rudy Giuliani called like 4 years ago, and he says to me at the Four Seasons, but he didn't realize it was Four Seasons Landscaping. So it was this landscaping company where they had a big press conference, and they tried to act like that's where they wanted to have it, and everyone was like, this obviously it's not the Four Seasons Hotel. Stuff like that.
That's funny.
It's like something you could like see on Veep.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Madison, anyways, thank you for being here on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I actually didn't think you were gonna come.
Oh, why?
It's just a lot of girl comedians say no because
Yeah.
This is actually not a real podcast.
It's just a trap.
Yeah. I've been kidnapping people.
Yeah.
If you see the drawings on the wall, that's
Right.
what they draw before I
Before
kidnap them forever. But thanks for being here.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Well, as long as my pictures go on the wall, I just want someone to recognize my art.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last time I saw you was actually at the Ice House. I'm not sure. At the open mic, I saw you get up. You're doing very well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, because I saw you the week before, I believe, right? When you got up and did.
Oh, you did?
Yes, because I think you did it, and I didn't get up that week, and then the next week I went back and got up. Because there's so many people there that one week that I saw you there, and you did great.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a tough mic. I bombed there a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I plan to go back. But
Yeah, you should. Because it's one of those where I think that room is so sensitive to like how all the comics feel sometimes.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Madison Bakich. How long have you been in LA?
7 years this month.
Wow.
Yeah, long time.
Is it bad to ask girls how old they are?
No, I'll answer. I'm 29.
Oh, really?
So I moved out here right after college.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I
You look even younger.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's nice to hear, because I've got these like forehead wrinkles I'm like actively pricing Botox for.
Don't talk about wrinkles in front of me. Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you fit in here?
No, I really hate it.
Really?
I don't think it's for me. I don't think the pacing's for me. Yeah. It's overwhelming. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for comedy. But I miss, like, whenever I go home, like, I don't want to live where my family lives necessarily, because it's like, it's very like Trump country and very conservative and a lot of things I don't agree with. But I do like that there's so much more space and like things are cheaper and more relaxed and no one cares about your Instagram following. I find that much more appealing,
Is it suburban or?
It's like more rural than suburban. Yeah, it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Like there's like 10 minutes you have to drive before you get to anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because they kind of live out in the country, which is really nice. Very secluded.
Did you have a farm?
No, but we lived in between farms.
Oh,
Like
really?
there was like a not like dairy farm, but like there's people who were like raising goats and cows and horses. And my neighbor had a cow that I would milk sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you good at milking?
No, it's an art form. People think it's just this, but it's this. It's like this weird. It's like
You
pulling.
do know how to do it. Okay.
Yeah, it's like pulling taffy almost. It's
Oh,
it's
wow.
like this motion.
Huh. That's my retirement plan.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, actually, if the comedy thing works out well, I'd love to buy a farm or something.
Yeah.
But,
That'd be nice.
and have you been doing comedy in Florida before you moved here?
No, I didn't start doing comedy out here or stand up until 3 years ago. I came out here to do the Groundlings. I did that for like a few years, and then I did a lot of sketch comedy with like other people. We would write together and try to produce our own shows. But it was just really hard to like, there's a lot of money and time, and that's when I started doing stand up right after the pandemic.
Yeah. Do you think you fit better with stand-up or?
Yeah, I like that you don't have to rely on anybody else. You can, and I love that you can just write something that day and go up anywhere and try it and see if it works or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure all your like reading as a child helped kind of.
Yeah, I think it does. I read a lot, and I also watch a lot of like documentaries and follow the news. And there's always like something to comment on. Usually, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it keeps things interesting.
Yeah. To be completely honest with you, Madison, I'm not sure if you hear this a lot, but I think you're one of the best
Oh, thank you.
among all the female comics. I'm not sure if that's misogynistic.
Yeah. out of the 3 women, you're top 2.
No. What do you think makes you better than all the other female comics?
Yeah, probably just, how cool I am. Just I'm so chill, like not like these other girls now.
Wow.
No, I think there's a lot of great women in comedy right now, which I know is a very diplomatic answer, but I think that's true. I think it's getting very competitive in terms of like other women. Not like it doesn't feel competitive, just in terms of like I just think there's so many girls especially out there that are good that I'm like, oh, I gotta keep up, So yeah.
Older than you, younger than you?
Sorry?
Older than you or younger than you?
Just anything. I really don't know everyone's ages, but just like I feel like there's maybe it's because like the certain girls that I see all the time, like we get booked on a lot of the same shows, and I'm like, oh yeah, they have a new joke, that's great, I gotta keep working, Like it's more of like a subconscious thing of like, oh, I gotta keep up with them. Yeah.
And you hate them.
I hate them. Yeah. I don't want them to be successful.
Gotcha. So that's why you proclaim yourself as the best female comic in the LA scene.
Yeah, everyone knows I say that. I start most of my sets that way.
Oh, you should do that.
Yeah, just
completely unexpected.
Right. Just to start us off. I just want you guys to know I'm the best in the scene.
I feel like I see your name everywhere, and everybody probably knows you, right?
Oh, really? I feel like I'm still trying to get to know people.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like I've made a lot of friends, and I feel like I'm starting to get to know more people. But I mean, you go to like a mic like the Kookaburra Lounge one, and you see like how many comics there are, and like you don't know like half as many as you think you are. It feels like, or any audition mic, I'm like, wow, there's people here I didn't even know about, and I'm sure they're like killing it, and I just aren't aware of who they are.
That's true. But you've been here for so long. I feel like.
I do feel like I know quite a few people though at this point. Like there's a lot of like I think there's any pocket I could probably go to that I would know probably somebody.
Did you used to go to the fourth wall? You don't go anymore?
Yeah, I don't go as much now because I used to. I had a part-time restaurant job, and I would like end in the afternoon and then just drive to Fourth Wall NoHo. But then it just became less convenient, so I quit doing it. And I live near the cafe, so I'll walk down there. But it's been so hot that I just haven't been too lazy to walk that far if it's this hot.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm not gonna pry. Sounds like there's some reason there. Okay, never mind. By the way, we can edit anything out there.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I didn't have any bad word to say, so I'm just gonna move my phone because I can hear it vibrating. Oops. I know Fourth Wall gets kind of a weird rep, but I've had pretty good experiences there. I got a good spot on a show through Fourth Wall once, and it's just been a good mic. I like Joe. I think he's really nice.
Yeah.
He always remembers me, which is sweet.
That's good.
Yeah.
Joe is quite a character.
He is a character.
Madison, are you a big cat person? Obviously.
Yeah, I'm a big cat fan.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Were you always funny as a kid?
I think so. Yeah, I think, I mean, the only reason I say that is because my parents would always argue about, I was really bad at math, and I had really bad teeth and bad allergies, and my parents would always argue over whose fault it was. And it was always like this joking blame game, but then when it came to like me making a joke at like a family event or something, they'd always argue over who got to claim like that, you know, I guess tendency to make jokes. So that's when I was like, okay, this is probably a good skill then, you know.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. Look at you. And you have a sister, right?
Yes, I have a sister and 2 brothers.
Oh, it's a big family.
Yeah, pretty big. Yeah, it's Catholic, so, you know.
I see. Are you the youngest?
I'm the oldest.
Oh, really?
Do I seem like the youngest?
You don't strike me as the oldest. I'm not sure.
I hear that a lot. I hear that people think I'm either the youngest or the only child, which I'm like, I just come off precocious, I guess, or like annoying.
You don't strike me as a responsible type. Gosh, I mean, it must have been a big decision. Did you study some kind of theater in college?
Yes, yeah. I majored in film, and I minored in theater, and I also minored in English, just to cover all the unhireable bases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who were you? Which like biggest role model emulating?
I don't know. In college, like I went through a really like annoying, like artsy phase. I was very pretentious. Like I saw the art cinema movies all the time, and I probably wore black turtlenecks a lot. I don't remember, but yeah, I really loved. I can't think of his name now. Terrence Malick. I really liked his movies, but those are all like artsy, annoying, like you know, that do nothing for me in comedy.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So the Groundlings, it must have been quite an experience.
Yeah, it was really. Have you ever done the Groundlings? Okay. Have you done improv?
At the UCB.
Okay, yeah.
I really sucked at UCB.
Why?
I'm really bad at improv.
Oh, are you? I really loved it because you can kind of go up there and like say whatever, and it's fun to see. Maybe that's why I like stand-up, is that I love going up there and just throwing something out there and seeing how the other person would respond. And I think that's what I like about stand-up. I love saying something like on stage and seeing how people respond to it, and then maybe once you say the punchline, how their like expression changes. And but yeah, the Groundlings was great for that. It was great in teaching you how to like acknowledge what's going on in the room and make a joke about it. And the only thing I really struggled with was characters. I'm not like a really big character person. They really wanted like physical comedy, and I really struggled with doing that. But the writing part, I think I would have liked Second City better though, probably. I think it's more writing forward.
Is there Second City here?
There is, yeah. I don't know if they're still here, but they were here when I first moved out here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But no more improv in general. You're just gonna.
I'm open to doing improv. I got all the way into advanced writing lab at the Groundlings, and it's like I spent a lot of money and time, but it's like the prices have gone. It's almost like $1,000 now for this last class, and I feel like they're like I want to go back, but I don't have the money or the time to throw at that at the moment. But maybe someday.
Wow. It sounds like overall you really went all in on this comedy pursuit.
Yeah, I guess I did over time. Not intentionally. I think I just I kept doing. Yeah.
I mean, that takes a lot of balls.
Oh.
I feel like you're underestimating your character abilities because
boy.
as you see here. Would you like to talk about this?
Yeah, we can talk about it. I haven't watched it in like 4 or 5 years.
Is it cringy to watch yourself?
I don't know. I don't remember. I mean, it probably is about. We can watch it.
I think it's adorable.
Okay, we can
Yeah,
watch
would you like to watch it?
We can watch it.
Sorry to embarrass you.
No.
I heard something. What did you hear?
Where was this?
This is in New York.
Ah.
But
I wanted to practice my reflexes.
the guy in this, he was my writing partner, and he actually lived a block away from here. And I lived with him when I first moved out here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then we wrote together for a little bit.
We're friends.
In New York? Where?
At
Literally never been outside the apartment. I will talk to you when I'm ready to talk.
Should we stop?
I just couldn't remember why I wrote. I wrote this based on my mom's cat because I was like, what if they could talk? Because they're just so weird and they don't. What was I gonna say? It was at. I'm trying to think of what it was called. It was some theater where you could basically like just pay to like rent it out, or you could give them your ticket sales, which for us was like 4 tickets. So it was kind of a rotten deal for them. But I can't remember the name of the location. But it was a good theater. But it had a good space for us. Like it was just. But this was such a turning point for me because we spent so much time writing these sketches.
Yeah.
We went back and forth reviewing them with each other. Sometimes we'd send them to friends, but there wasn't like this process. of like with stand-up where you go out every night and you're like, is this something, and you build, it's like a drip castle you're building over time.
Yeah.
This was just us putting a bunch of shit together and taking it across the country and going like, I hope this does
This
well.
works.
Yeah. I about this recently where I think with women there is this natural like inclination to feel like only one of us can make it sometimes, because there's like, if you see a lineup, it's like 5 dudes and 1 woman.
Yeah.
So I think it breeds your thoughts to feel like, oh, I have to be the one woman that gets through. But I don't think there is that feeling amongst the women in comedy. So I guess there's more competition in terms of that because we're all competing for the same spot in a way, whereas like there's 4 guys that, you know, I'm not competing with them in that way. But I also go to mics with a lot of guys, so I do feel like, you know, I don't feel competition in general. I guess it's just more of like, I feel pushed to be better in different ways from both, yeah.
Speaking of mics, I think you have a lot of secret admirers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, including myself. But
Oh, okay.
do you ever find yourself like, sometimes you sign up for a mic and then other comics sign up, right?
No, I always assume people are like, I don't want to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You never come to mic whenever I'm on a mic.
What do you mean?
Like whenever I'm signed up, you never show up.
Oh, really? Do I
Yeah.
bail? Well,
Screw you, man.
I will say I do sign up to like a lot sometimes because I'm
No.
feeling ambitious, and then I'm like, oh my god, I cannot be at 2 places at once. And then
That's
I'll
true.
like take my name off like an hour in. I'll get close to it, and I'm like, I'm across town. How would I get there in time?
I did want to ask you. You do a lot of longer form storytelling type of jokes. You see like other comics doing like short, like one line. You don't really do one-liners, right?
I do have shorter jokes, but yeah, I don't really do one-liners really. I mean, I have like a couple like I'll throw in, but like
Yeah.
they're usually a transition to a longer joke probably.
Yeah. Did you naturally evolve into that longer form?
I think so. I think I started out telling longer stories, and but then I think I started adding one-liner type of jokes within the story. So it's like if I felt like there was something all the way through that could make a point that could be funny, I would do that. But then I would try to add so many like little jokes along the way. Since the punchline didn't hit, at least we had fun on the way there, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really do a lot of one-liners, just because I find it hard to, I guess, transition over and over to different things. But I love one-liners, like
That's
when I
true.
hear them.
Yeah. I think that's why you shine in those 30-minute improv, the improv or other 3-minute stuff at the Ice House, because you can fill that 3 minutes with just one
One joke.
central topic, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I certainly like for like the Comedy Store mic, like I have, it's 2 minutes. And
Yeah.
that to me is like I heard I did one. I got up one time there, and I had like 2 or 3 jokes in there at the most. I was really trying to cram it all in. But
Yeah.
like the next time I go, I have like 1 ready because it's like it's just I don't. That's an awkward amount of time. I feel like
It is.
3 is good because it's like I can kind of get 2 longer stories in, or like 3 medium-sized jokes in. But
Yeah.
2, it's like very short.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard. I don't even know how you do it. I think you got to be at a pretty high level to do that. I've seen you and Ray Lau do it.
Longer stories?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I've never thought about that. He actually hosted the first show I ever did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was at Flappers.
Oh, dang.
And he told a story about his mom going with him and his family to Mexico, and she made them eat at a Chinese restaurant. And I remember thinking that was so funny.
What do you do for your day job?
I have a collection of day jobs, Terry.
Oh,
That they're always evolving.
Yeah.
I work part time in a restaurant.
Nice. As a server?
Yeah, as a server.
Nice.
And I used to do it full time, but it was all at night. That's where all the money was. And I made
Yeah.
good money for a while, but I can't do it with stand up. So I do that a few days a week. I have a part time job selling grills for commission only. So I'm starting to make some money from that. I'm hoping to eventually
Wow.
do it full time, hopefully, and then I could not have to work at night at all.
Yeah.
There's that, and then I recently got an AI online job where it's like by the hour. Actually, another comic recommended it to me, and it's like work from home. You like
Oh, wow.
edit AI responses. It's like anyone can do it. I feel morally dubious about it though. I'm like training robots. And then sometimes I used to donate plasma, not for money, just to see everyone with a face tattoo in LA all together.
I'm sorry, what's plasma?
It's like in your blood. It's like
Oh, God.
I know other comics that do it too, and I also do other servers for my restaurant job that do it. It's kind of shitty, but like you go and like they put it in your arm, and then like it takes the blood out, it takes the plasma out, and then it pumps the blood back in. So plasma is used for like different medication, people who can't make it themselves, So it's kind of, they say it's like a life-changing gift, but it's all just me and like 8 crackheads being like, where's our $60?
It's only
You only get $60 each time, and that's if you go regularly. And you have to, if you go less than regularly, it drops down each time. So they keep you like on a loop coming back.
How often can you go?
You can go twice a week.
Do you go twice a week?
I did for a while. I don't do it anymore. I was getting too tired. I would do it.
You lose a pint of blood?
Yeah, it'd be a lot of blood, and I would be
Oh,
exhausted after. So I would like go and do it, and then I would go to mics, and I'd be like, I can't take the mic out of the stand. I'm too tired. So I quit doing it.
Oh God. It sounds like you're quite the go-getter.
I think I'm just trying to not fail at any one particular job all the time. I'm just like just doing the bare minimum of 4 different things.
Gotcha.
What do you do for, if you don't mind me asking? What's your like daytime job?
Well, I used to work in an office.
Okay.
Right now I'm just a substitute teacher. But,
Oh, how's
I'm-
that?
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's just basically telling the kids to throw away their phone, and that's pretty much my job for the.
Yeah.
Um,
I did that for a little bit too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I found it, when I did high school it was fine, but I did elementary school once and it was
Ooh.
horrible. I got like, one kid like attacked me
Oh no.
because he had like emotional issues, and they were like, "These help are supposed to be here today." I'm like, "Well, why would you not have them here? Like, why would I know that? This kid weighs more than me. He's tackling me."
I feel like you're good with kids.
I don't think so.
No?
I think
You would make a good school teacher.
I think one-on-one I'm pretty good with kids, but like with a big group like that, when I'm trying to wrangle a lot of children, I fall apart very quickly. Once one of them smells weakness in me, they all get it.
Smell weakness.
Yeah, and I'm like, you guys, you're right, I'm stupid. I can't do anything with any of you.
They are very mean.
Yeah, and they don't want you to like hit them, so you can't, threaten them at all.
Were you hit as a kid?
Was I good as a kid?
No, were you hit as a kid?
Oh no, oh yeah, I was spanked, but I don't think it was like hitting. It wasn't in the face.
Yes, and were you good as a kid?
Yeah, I think I was pretty well behaved, even though I think I was pretty sassy with my parents. But in school, very well behaved. Never got in trouble. Like you never,
Straight A student?
A's and B's, yeah. Maybe C's when it came to math.
And you took care of your siblings, kind of.
Yeah, I definitely would drive them around to like practices and stuff like that, and like just general things like helping my parents. Because there's 4 of us, so we all, if we had somewhere to be, someone had to go with somebody.
Do your brothers and sisters think you're funny?
I hope so. I think they do, but I was in Nashville a couple months ago for my mom's birthday. She turned 60,
Ooh.
and she wanted all of us to come to Nashville. She wanted to go to Broadway and like just drink for like 3 days.
Wow.
And we had a great time. We were having so much fun. But I reached out to actually Mikey McDonald and Shane Bianchi. They started in Nashville.
Oh.
And so I asked them if they knew of any shows I could hop on. And they were so nice. They got me in contact with a ton of people right away.
Yeah.
And I ended up booking, I think like 3 shows, but it ended up
Oh
just
my
being 2. And I didn't want to like take up the whole weekend of my mom's. So I'll just do these 2 one night, and I'll start at one, I'll have my family start at the other, and I'll meet them at the second one. So the first one gets canceled, which was a Don't Tell, which I was like, this was always great. Yeah, I'm like, that'll be a good turnout in Nashville. It'll be so much fun. It got canceled because of low ticket turnout. So the other one left was this other one in like some weird building, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't like a theater, and it was this big room, and there was like 8 people in the audience, and 2 of them were asleep in the front row, and then my family was there, and they were like the main audience. It was like my 5 family members, 2 people, and then like 2 people behind them. And it was bad. It was just me mostly bombing for like 8 minutes.
Oh,
Cause like it was
no.
a pretty rough show for all of us.
Yeah.
And my family, I think they try to be good sports, but they weren't. After a while, they're kind of like, all right, we're the only ones laughing. We don't care anymore. So I think they think I'm funny, but I don't know after that performance.
It's very recent too, right?
Yeah, it was in May. Very traumatizing. I actually had a show last night where I really bombed.
Oh,
too.
where's it?
It wasn't like a show. It was for a birthday party I got hired for, and it was one of those where it was like just more of a job than anything.
Yeah.
But it was. I think we all kind of bombed. I think only one person did well. It was just one person after the other being like, "All right, you're next."
Everybody go through this factory line
Yes,
of
we would all go on
bombs.
stage calm and dry, and we'd all come off stage beat red and sweating.
It's kind of a camaraderie in a way. It's like,
It was.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those where I went into the night, like, it was a bunch of people in the lineup I really wanted to do well in front of, because there was, like, people that I thought were really good. And to go up there and bomb, I was like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing. But then to see them bomb, I'm like, oh my god, this is really common now.
Who was on the show?
Well, hopefully you can cut this, because I don't want them to feel like I'm saying that they're bombing. But it was it was Willie Simon, King Hassan, Justin Elliott, Lara Beats, and Ashoka Thomas.
Oh, Ashoka.
Yeah,
I love Ashoka.
Yeah, me too. He was the one who booked all of us because he knew the guy whose birthday he was setting up for.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
When somebody invites you to a show like that, I feel like he should take responsibility for anybody buying. But
Yeah, well, he gave us a fair warning. He's like,
He did.
it'll be weird probably. He's like, it'll be interesting. Like, but they paid us well, so we're all like, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's an open bar, and there was nice food and stuff. But yeah, it was certainly a humbling experience.
Which mics do you prefer the most? Which ones do you like the most to work out your material?
I really love Badger and Jam. That's the first one I ever did. It's a great one. And then, like, it's usually pretty even. Like, you know, you don't have, it's not too supportive, but it's not too mean either.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I was going there all the time for so long that I would just see the same people and all my friends. And like the social aspect of it I loved, but then I would worry too much about the response to a joke, and it was too distracting. So I started going around to different places. I go to the Hollywood Comedy a lot because they've got different random times you can go up. I like any kind of audition mic, like the Improv Lab. Kookaburra I want to go back to. Nightcap has a good iron mic on Mondays.
I've been
Do you like that one?
Yeah. It's a little long, right?
Yes, I haven't been in a while, but I also been trying to get to Funny Games on Mondays. Have you ever done that one?
Elation Theater.
Yes, yeah, I think it's in the Skunk Room now.
I think you'll do well.
Oh, thanks. I always get scheduled on Monday, so I can't ever go, but I really want to. And Slice Mike, Cat's Laughing Gas, both of those are great. Even though I haven't been to her since she moved it, but I'm sure it's fun.
You get around a lot, you know all the mics.
Yeah, well, you know, after a while, you kind of like, you just learn about so many things. I have to go somewhere else to where no one heard this joke before and see if it works.
I know. I get paranoid about, that comic's heard this joke like twice, so I probably shouldn't do it.
I went to a mic today, and I smoked maybe a little too much pot before I got on stage, and I was like, I got kind of paranoid because I was like doing this joke that I knew I'd told it before, but I couldn't remember if anyone had heard it, and I just really needed to work out like a few tags within the joke. Yeah. So I just kept saying, like, I'm sorry if you guys have heard this before. I kept interrupting myself to say that like 4 times, like, just tell the fucking joke.
I didn't know you get paranoid like that. You seem like a chill person.
I don't normally, but like I said, I just smoked a little too much weed before I got on stage, which I don't normally do either. Yeah. But it was just a random kind of last minute game time decision, and then I was late too because I was like trying to park, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna hit somebody.
Are you big on drugs?
Just weed and alcohol and all the other ones, but
You are.
No, I like weed, and I like I'm fine to I like to drink. I can have a good time drinking, but nothing hard beyond that. Like I'm not really into coke or anything like that. What about you? Are you?
I'm a little bit into weed, but there's a bunch of edibles there. They've been just piling up. Whenever you go to like a comedy festival, they pay you in the weed.
Yes.
Yes, I just have all of those, just hidden, stacked away.
Start a little business, just selling them.
If you like one when you leave, but I guess we should wrap it up.
Okay.
Where do you? In 5 years, Madison, you'll be 34.
Yes.
If I could send this video to you in 5 years, what message would you give to yourself?
Pay off all your credit card debt.
Marry a rich guy?
Yeah, marry a rich guy, that'd be nice. Hopefully, I hope I'm happy by then, happy or maybe, and, I would hope that my goal is that things are just stable by then. Like, I think with stand-up, I know it's like a long haul. I hope that maybe I have some traction in terms of like doing it for a living by then. That would be nice. That would be my ultimate goal, I think, to get to that age and have been doing it. That put me at 5 years, so maybe 8 years. Yeah, I would hope to be doing it, like at least making a fair amount of my income doing stand-up by then. And if I'm not, then, when you watch this, kill yourself.
No, don't kill yourself. And kids?
I don't know. I go back and forth on that. I think I always thought I would have kids, but now that I'm getting older and now that I'm doing this, I really like it. And I don't know how I would take off that much time to do it. And kids are just a lot of work, and they're very expensive. Sure. So in 5 years' time, I'll have a better answer probably.
And I think one last question that I think everybody would like to know is, are you dating?
I am, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You're a comic?
No, am I dating a comic? No, I'm seeing a couple. I'm seeing this one guy right now. He's not in comedy at all. So that's been kind of nice. He's pretty supportive and like he has good questions. But he's not like annoying about it, which is nice.
Do not date in the comedy scene.
No, I mean, I'm not like opposed to it or anything, but I just haven't. And I think if I were to, I would be really careful because, you know, you just see the same people. It's like dating at work.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a good, strategy.
Yeah, it's like, because if it ends poorly, I think it'd have to be someone that I really, right away, either could have been friends with for a while and I could tell it would be something that would last, or just maybe you should hit it off with people you know, but I think I'd have to really be solid with that person before I would take that risk.
Don't shit where you eat, right?
Sorry?
Don't shit where you eat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much for being here, Madison. That was it for me.
Okay.
Did you want to say anything?
Thank you for having me. Well, I
Sorry, Reed Brackenberry was here, and then I didn't have any questions prepared, so he just said Reed Brackenberry, and I just kept circling it.
I look over, he's playing tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, hangman.
Yeah. No, this was fun. Like,
Yay.
I enjoyed it. I appreciate you asking so many questions. I like that you pulled this up. This is a nice blast from the past.
Oh yeah, I was seeing your flapper set too.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty fun.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I think that was my first one ever, that one.
Oh, really?
I might need to take that down.
Do you get up at flappers a lot?
No, I haven't gone a lot lately, but that was like the first place I ever auditioned and got a show at.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Josh Snyder.
Yes, yeah. I did his audition, and I did Dow comedy, and neither of those I really go to a lot anymore. But in the beginning, I would mind. I know Mikey hosts in the main room at Flappers a lot.
Yeah.
I'd like to maybe get into that, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Mikey.
Yeah, he's great.